what they see.
What they see, exactly. And you get to pick it apart. And again, realize most judges, like 99.9%, want to see you win. So when they ask you to do this stuff again, or specifically in classes, so if she came in, you know, and just halted, there you go. Now, in the pose, we don't want to see a square pose. It's better to have all 4 feet lightly offset so that the judge can see everything. So that when I was trained by Christy Waisaki, this is what she's like, do this and then, or this, and then just, no. I want to evaluate all 4 legs, and I want to see all 4 legs, and I want to see, and this is a very nice pose, okay? And the judge is going to walk around, and they're going to evaluate the angles and the suitability to be a dressage horse, okay? And so when you really analyze this class, this class, your movement, we're talking about being a dressage horse here. Your movement matters. So this is why, one, what do the dressage people want to see? Temperament, movement, okay? So the braking, keep that to a minimum. Don't think you've lost if you have one minor break. Try not to break on the backside when you're really showing it, okay? Just keep it together. So this is a very nice pose for me. I like where she's got the neck. I like where she's got the body. And thank you very much. And how she was posing was beautiful. We can get into that in a minute. So now I want you to go ahead and walk please. And everybody, analyze the horse. See what the judge is going to see. Look behind end. So basically, the judge, and again, this is a little smaller, so the judge would, and I'd like to see a little more bigger walk, a little more throughness and relaxation on the straightaway there. But again, this is smaller, and even though she's wide, I still get to see the horse from the front side. And so do you understand that when your foot is this way or this is this way, there's not too much you can hide from a judge on the triangle, right? It doesn't, the judge is going to see everything. So there, and this is my biggest thing to everybody. There is no such thing as perfect. Every horse, I love every horse. You're looking for suitability to be a dressage horse in this discipline. Realize how you're being judged and what you're being judged on, okay? And that's it. Some horses are not suitable to be dressage horses. It's not the end of the world. There's plenty of disciplines out there to go have fun in and enjoy it. Great pose, and I love what she's doing here. Good.
I'm waiting for your instruction to
No, you're doing great. I love this. This is really good. And I love how the horse is standing, so we're just going to stay here. This is beautiful. I've got to work with Jessica for a while now, so we're good. She's doing great. Questions on this, on what the judge is looking at and stuff. Okay, do it again and show me a much better walk. Do the big triangle.
Yeah,
So,
can I go bigger?
yes,
Okay.
please do the big triangle at a walk. And so this is, so when you do this, so, and then I'm going to talk. So again, me and my stride, when I want more out of the hind end, I take a longer stride. I want the horse's hind end to feel, so when I start, I'm small and then I reach. So Walter nailed it, okay? So there, now I'd come around, I'd get the horse straighter, and then I'd walk. See, there's where I'd ask for more. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
And I would want the horse to open up and reach.
So now she just did. I feel like the owner just reached, and therefore the horse reached. So you are kind
And the
of
horse is relaxing now, which is nice. And this is nice, okay? Now, you can do, people have done, you can do a circle to the left and then go straight. I'm more of a traditional, I kind of do my turns to the right. I've seen everything under the sun. You can do a chain with the bit. You can do your reins with the bit. It's just you and your horse. I generally use a line, and I like sometimes I like to chain to the other side clipped, and I'll hold, and then I can push and have the head where I
I
want.
have a question.
Yes.
Just in general, just what you just said. So when you're going down, there is some leeway for you to kind of like feel your horse and get it going to that straight. The judges are okay with that. Like you said, you want to turn just straight and do the triangle, or can you do a circle like you said?
I've seen people circle
So you're
left
okay.
and then go straight.
Yeah.
And I've had to do that on occasion, like we did. So again, circumstances also dictate kind of a lot. So last year, at nationals, it was really screwy how they sent the triangle up. So the judges were like, it's okay if you go really wide.
Oh, okay.
So on that backside, there was no way we were turning right, we'd hit the wall.
Yeah.
So we went way left, then came around, and then hit it.
So you're not gonna know until you get there and see what. In the moment, you gotta be prepared.
That's it. Be adjustable and be. It's okay. Yes.
She did it, but I didn't want to interrupt you. When your horse doesn't want to go right into whatever you need him to do, I remember this at the competition. You go in circles or something, right? Like if they're not ready to go, or if they kind of break, you're supposed to.
The rule
Make
says,
a
we had a
circle.
big discussion about this 10 years ago.
But this is on that, on halter.
On halter.
Yeah. It's on halter, not on time. Right.
What are you telling me about?
When your
Circling
horse
at the corner?
acts up and they're not going in the ways they're supposed to go, what I observe is people taking their horse and making a circle, and then going on into their triangle.
That's what I was asking. Kind of.
That's
My question,
control
is
your
it
horse.
acceptable?
If your horse is out of control, get control of your
Get
horse.
control. Yeah.
Yeah. You never need two things. You
Whatever
never
it
need,
takes.
and when you're riding a horse, you should always check your inside leg, in my opinion, and you should always get control of your horse. You never need permission for either one.
Tell us about-
Don't wait for the judge.
Unintentional circle. I like that. Unintentional circle.
Well, you can.
No, you're good.
Okay, so we won this at a USDF show in Sport Horse in Hand, but I don't like this. And the reason I don't like it is it pulls the horse's head to one side. So we had these made,
And that's wonderful.
Yeah.
so now I have both sides of the bit connected to this. And this is probably our favorite way to show. I usually put a knot in the end so it doesn't pull through your hand. If you have a young horse that is too reactive to a chain, then you can put a leather fixture via the halter here, and now I don't have a chain if that young horse is just too reactive to a chain. We'll show you when we get in the halter class. One of the best things we ever learned from Howard at this clinic years ago was how to properly do the chain so that it's not right up against the chin and it's not so long that it can go into the horse's mouth, by catching both sides of the chain and the center part.
Captive chain, so it's the same thing
The
as
captive
this.
chain.
Yeah, it's usually most of the time, 9 times out of 10, captive chain works really well. And so but my point, always
And then
practice,
reins,
and then
of
you'll
course,
know,
you can
and then the
use.
reins. You guys will figure out what works best for you. So when I do reins, like everybody's a little different. I like to fold them up, and I'll fold my reins up, and I like to use my elbow quite a bit. So my horse is trained from my elbow too. So I'll have my reins and my elbow when I'm doing my 90-degree turn or my turns. So I really want them to know me and my space and where I
You
am.
probably have to pay a lot of attention to angles of where their head goes so their hip doesn't constantly flip to the outside. That way
Well,
they
that's
stay
practice,
that way
too.
they stay in a straight line, because then when you come to a stop, if you pull them too close to you, then they'll swivel out of line.
They can, yes.
Yeah.
And that's just practice. But no, this is really great.
Do you want her to trot where actually time-wise gonna need to move to the halter real
Oh, we
quick?
can move over. But any more questions? Is this a good outline for you as
Do
we
they
go?
penalize you when the horse, when he bumps into a cone, or if he goes too close to the inside of the line?
Just practice. The best thing you can do at home is practice and not bump into the cones.
Yeah. There you go.
And know where your track is. Try to do a beautiful straight line and be on the same track. So sometimes I see. So to answer some horses, this is one track. Here's the second track. I'll go 3 tracks off.
For
just to
some
keep it
horses,
clean.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Know
your
your
practice at home that will dictate how you're going to stand, where you're going to stand, how many tracks off the. Because some horses will just plow over the cones. You don't want that at all. So yes.
How do you enter to come into the arena, and what do you do first when the judge is there?
I'll show you.
Yeah, okay, good. There.
You're gonna come in right here. You're gonna go to the point. And I don't like to stand right here because then I have to turn real quick to go that direction, so I stand away from the point a little bit. So I come in a little bit away from the point, like that, and then I stand up, and then they'll walk around you, and you need to move out of the way when they come
That leg
in
stance,
front of the horse.
That leg stance is actually correct
Yes,
for
it
the
is.
USDF
It is.
rule, where they can see all four legs. It's different from the halter presentation, where you want everything square. Now, it's hard to get the horses to do that, and so you're not going to lose a lot of points if you don't have them stood up that way. But if they can see all four legs with a little bit of offset, that's actually the proper sport horse stance.
So how long do they stand here?
Until they're done.
Until the judge is done.
Until they're done.
But they're usually pretty efficient.
'Cause you've got a lot of
Honestly,
class,
the
yeah.
USDF people they're on
There you
it.
go.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they have a scribe, and so they're talking and
So how long would you recommend somebody when they're practicing at home, realistically? So we talk about being prepared.
realistically.
How long should you practice to stand here?
This is a great question.
It is a good
Are you ready?
Yeah.
5 minutes.
There you go. It's a long time.
Minimum
Oh,
home
horse
is 5
stand
minutes
there.
for me that they learn to stand and not move a foot.
Well,
But we'll get into how to teach a horse to stand and not move a foot. There's a process of getting that done, and then getting ready for nationals. 5 minutes on the loose line, they do not move.
Yep.
They come in, they plant their feet. They don't even have to be perfect for me. As long as, of course, they just learn not to move when I say please don't move.
Yep.
And that's that's the hardest thing to get through to some people because they want to.
Constantly correct. So that's another
Don't
question.
constantly
to that.
fidget. If it's approximately right, leave it alone.
Another question that goes in with that, I'm just trying to get an idea because I've never done this. So your corrections, how many corrections are what you think fair for each horse? I mean, of course it's per horse, but what do you think is
to
a
me,
fair thing for a judge as us? How should we be judging this horse?
How many do you think?
I think at least a dozen
Corrections?
would be
Mean-
all. Well,
mean
maybe
the horse
no, no,
making
no.
mistakes or being corrected? Or what do you mean?
I think no. I guess that's not right. So I'm thinking maybe like 3 or 4 would be acceptable.
0.
0 corrections are
0.
acceptable.
The horse should come in and do its job.
Okay.
Especially, guys, this is a great question. Okay, we'll go down after this one. If I walk in and I'm trying to win a national title, okay, and you're saying I want to be a national champion, your horse should be trained that it walks up, boom, 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 does its pose, and it is ready to be shown. That's what the judge is expecting at nationals. It is not expecting, oh, I got to fix your foot. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to do this. It is not expecting that. Even the USDF judges are not expecting that. They want to see a horse walk in with confidence. Confidence, okay? And it's the same when you ride. Contact equals confidence. It's halter. It's like you need a beautiful connection in the end with your horse. The horse should understand. I walk in, I just go like this, da 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 da, or whatever, and it's boom. Woo, okay. You're here to play.
How long does it take to train one like that?
That should have been my other question.
Repetition. So
Yeah.
this is a really good question because most people always ask me this because I've been very fortunate for the people I've learned from. It's not me. It's all the people that were willing to share their information to put into me. I like on my halter horses, they come out 3 to 4 times a day. Very short lessons. We are not grilling halter. Halter is not, the thing is see the beautiful ears forward and the expression?
That's not
What
gonna
happens
last
when you grill a horse?
They get unhappy.
The ears go back. I
Impatient,
hate it.
yeah.
Blah blah
They're
blah.
not eager.
I come out, boom, 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 bada, boom, boom, and I mean, if they look at me like this, done. Run them to the stall.
Yeah.
Every time they come out, if I get what I want in a halter horse, in particular, and I want what's the biggest thing you want to see in a halter horse? I am the champion. Expression. How the horse expresses itself. You want that horse to walk out there and say, boom, and the judge goes, wow, right? It's expression. So the biggest thing is teach expression. So if you're out there making all this and sending it backwards, pulling it forward, and I get in the beginning, if the horse doesn't understand, pick one thing at a time and teach it. Don't walk out there and teach 5 parts to halter. It's 1 foot at a time. Boom, I got my foot, therefore I'm happy. And then you go, well, I'm not happy. No, it doesn't matter. Put the horse away, come back in an hour, and do it again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I say that a lot. but not too many people listen to me.
Like a broken
Okay,
record.
but I really mean it. 3 or 4 times a day,
Yeah.
and they come out.
That's really good.
Short lessons, 20 minutes max, and that includes running up
Yeah.
the rail. And we can talk about how to teach a horse to run. We can talk about how to teach a horse to pose, but it never ruin the expression, because a lot of people get expression from a whip. I get expression from my body. I don't want it to be like training a stinking arrow. And we talked about that earlier. I don't get expression. How is you smacking your horse with the whip going to get you that beautiful ears and that look?
Right.
It's not. So we can talk about expression too. You want your horse to be a partner. Okay, so no, great question. That was actually a brilliant question. Okay, I guess we got to go this way.
Am I done?